Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another Friday with another My Hero Academia read-through. And boy, last week was crazy with Chapter 245. And we're moving on to Chapter 246. And yeah, for a brief catch-up on the last episode, that Hawks was managed to deliver his message to Endeavor, and we know that Shigaraki is going to receive the power that he was prattling on about during the villain's arc in the previous arc, and and apparently in 4 months that he is going to be able to destroy the entire country. And yeah, we have a bit of a doomsday clock here, ticking down to when um, when that finally happens. So yeah, that's gonna be crazy, and we're gonna start off with chapter 246 and see where this goes. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes two simple clicks. Click, click. Enjoy the episode. So, right off the bat with the chapter with the first page, yeah, the first page can be easily skipped. It's kind of the front cover. Actually, the chapter is only about say about 13 pages long, so it's not as long as the last few pages chapters has been. But mostly this weekend is mostly the first episode of season 4 coming out. So, first episode, yeah. So a whole lot of craziness is about to get thrown down. And we get a bit of a front cover. We get a nice color page with Pinky, Invisible Girl, Momo, Earphone Jack, and one of the big three. I can't remember at the moment. Uraka and Froppy, and with Deku, and they all seem to be in raincoats or something. I have no idea. And yeah, it's mostly saying the new season starts at 17:30 on October 12th, so it's Saturday. Season 4 of the anime has started. A color illustration and cover to celebrate. And shine on in the anime heroes. And the manga continues on page 2. Be sure to read the spin-off, The My Hero Academia Team Up Mission, on page 199. But I I completely forgot that was a thing. The team up missions. I'm sorry I haven't brought those up, but if I can ever find a website that shows English translated versions of the chapters of the team up missions, I'm probably going to do a reaction video because people seem to like it all that much. And today's chapter is number 246 and it's entitled Message. So, yeah, let's just dive into the chapter with page 3. And we continue where we last left off with Shigaraki just looking at his one of his hands that usually covers his face, and he's still goddamn shirtless. Put a shirt on, man.
Do you have something, a cowl or something you can put on?
And we get into some dialogue. And before we start, after his battle to the death, what will Shigaraki do? So the person who's speaking is not actually Shigaraki. It's actually the Mad Doctor again. And we do see him on the first page in full view, in full light, so they might as well just say, you know what, screw it. Let's just show him in a fully lit room. And he's probably doing the most of the speaking in this first section, while Shigaraki's just getting ready for whatever it is. In the previous battle, your quirk blossomed, so to speak. Your decay is no longer limited to what you touch. Rather, anything connected to what you touch will decay as well. You have become destruction incarnate. We see the doctor just turning the chair ready for his operation, and he's in full operation uniform, so he's ready for a bit of a surgery. Forgive me for asking, but for what reason do you seek power beyond even this? So he's talking about that power he was talking about, Shigaraki was talking about, long after, and we finally get into Shigaraki's dialogue in the next page, and he just spouts, well, you said, give me power, so I'm going to take it. Sure, I might not need your pretty tricks anymore, but this power is still far from unrivaled. Just look at that damn Baldy. He's still up and at 'em, isn't he? Just look at this arm. It it's like this. It's it's like this after just one time at full power. Meanwhile, how many people do you think I've got? I'm not going to I'm not gonna underestimate them again. I'm going to crush what remains of All Might with everything I've got. The next time will be the last. And I'm sure that them are probably referring to the 1A students, how they ruined his plans. So, moving on to the 5th page, and we cut back to the Mad Doctor, and he's just speaking again. So you're going to go full power against them, huh? You really take after your master, do you? This original research was originally started to support All for One. And he's talking about the surgical chair or something. That's probably what I think it is. And the Mad Doctor continues and goes on a big rambling. It is a quirk that expands, so to speak, which with each generation it becomes more impure, more ambiguous, and more powerful. Without a body that can keep up with your expanding memory, you will eventually reach a point where you lose control. I named this concept the quirk singularity, but nobody took this concept seriously. Nobody except All for One.
I'm sorry. What the f?
Okay, what the hell is the Mad Doctor talking about? Expanding memory and all that nonsense? I'm a little lost. And moving on to page 6. And the Mad Doctor still keeps going. Without the proper hardware to match your memory, you won't be able to last for long.
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yeah.
Signs of this have already started appearing since the 4th generation. So it's been around for 400 years, apparently. With the ability to use so many quirks, the problem of memory was a serious one for him. Talking about All for One, I imply? And Shigaraki responds to that, so cut to the chase. And the Mad Doctor continues, my, as impatient as a child on Christmas Eve. And I think Shigaraki's still talking? That's right. I'm just brimming with dreams and ambitions right now. And then the Mad Doctor continues again. For the next 4 months, you're going to experience hell. And yeah, it's probably going to be a huge amount of pain. And on the last panel, while this speech is going on, we see an illustration of a cocoon or something. Symbolism, I suppose? And then on page 7, and yeah, clearly symbolism. And the Mad Doctor continues, but when you emerge, everything will be within your grasp, including One for All. Oh, One for All. And Shigaraki spouts, repeats, one for all. And Mad Doctor continues, that's right. The one and only power that All for One was not able to obtain for himself. So, are they talking about that that Shigaraki's going to have a surgery that's going to help him support One for All? And I know that One for All is still in Tartarus at the moment, so are we going to get a prison breakout when 4 months is when the 4 months are up? And that's what's everybody's saying. That's probably what I think. But on the next page,
And now for something completely different.
yeah, we cut back to Endeavor reading the book and for a brief scene, and he's still reading the book and getting more messages from Hawks, and the message does continue. In 4 months, uprising, and we cut away from that little scene, and we jump right back to.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom!
And we go back to the hotel where Hawks and this new guy shows up. This new guy who works for the Paranormal Liberation Front. And we get more into Hawks's thoughts, and he says, just how many heroes do they have? I can't even walk freely around here. What exactly is Shigaraki trying to accomplish with the other guy in the back? My feathers are only effective at eavesdropping within a limited range. I still haven't been able to get a clear picture of the important parts. But it would be too late if I waited until I did. And we cut right back after that talk, his thoughts. We cut back to the Endeavor's office, and Endeavor still reads, and more messages are revealed. Until then, I will send signals. So he's still going to continue sending messages through, probably assuming the books or something. And we cut back again to the hotel, and we cut back to Hawks where he is right now. Even if I have this place surrounded immediately, and we see Hawks is trying to get into a room, but he's denied, and the guard says, "You're not allowed in here." And Hawks just replies with, "What? I just wanted to go to the cafeteria." "No. Think of the fastest possible solution." And we go through another Hawks thought bubble, and he continues. "We have to identify and locate every member of the Liberation Army throughout the country. In addition, we need to expose and arrest all of the involved heroes in one fell swoop. Otherwise, we'll end up letting some of them escape. The numbers of casualties would increase as well." We get more continuation of the Endeavor reading, and it says, "In case of failure," and right behind him is Reed Destro and Twice, because in the last, and we get Reed Destro coming behind Hawks, and he says, "Regarding the books you handed out to the heroes," and does Reed Destro know? And Hawks is just looking at him, and Reed Destro is happily smiling and looking cute, apparently. And we cut to page 10, and yeah, he doesn't really know what's going on. And Reed Destro's just shaking Hawks' hands. And he continues, Not only have you read it thoroughly, you really captured the essence of Destro." And Reed Destro's just shaking Hawks' hands. "You really get it, don't you?" And we cut away to Twice and Hawks, and Twice starts a conversation. "To be honest, I still got no idea what it means. Teach me later, okay?" And Hawks just says, "Sure, it's not that difficult." And we cut back to, I think, Redestro speaking, because we're looking at Reed Destro's feet. And he continues, oh yeah, also there's a nice little detail that, yeah, Reed Destro is walking again because he's got mechanical feet now because after his, legs got chopped off, and luckily he got the same, luckily, apparently, that Garan was able to share whoever gave Mr. Compress his robot hand. He told the other same guy to make a pair of robot legs for Redestro, and like I said, yeah, it was that. They'll probably officially replace cut off limbs with robot parts. And Redestro continues, with someone like you on our side, the ideals of liberation will spread through the public in no time. I'm especially pleased that we can now reach the younger generations through you. And we now cut back to Endeavor's office, and he's just finishing reading the book, and it's continues says, prepare numbers. And I don't know who's speaking in this last panel, and I don't know who's speaking in the last panel, but I'm just going to read it anyway. After all the trouble he went through, that's it? Oh, it's actually cuts back to a bit of a flash. Endeavor's having a bit of a flashback and going back to the Heroes Safety Commission as the head president that we don't have officially have a name yet. She's just talking, and she continues talking. Yes, we like we like for the students to gain more experience fighting villains. This should be in alignment with your interests as well. Train them thoroughly during their internship endeavor. And Endeavor's just walking towards the double-decker doors. And even while going to the double-decker doors to out of his office after his reading, more dialogue about, and Endeavor gets him more dialogue, and he says, the Public Safety Commission and Hawks have really gotten the general gist of things. They're now moving in secret. When he said prepare, he was referring to the interns. And we cut back to Hawks, and he says, honestly, I wasn't sure about this either. And more Endeavor dialogue, and he says, to prepare students as backup in case of failure. And so we cut back outside the main office and we see Burnin, and she's having a conversation, and she says, well, since Endeavor is only interested in training Shoto, you two will probably be working with us instead. And we get Shoto, Bakugo, and Midoriya, and Bakugo's just shouting, I only came here because they told me I have front row seats to watch how the number one hero works, damn it! And Midoriya's just trying to calm Bakugo down. We still can. Calm down. Calm down, Bakugo. And Shoto's just like, ugh. Just like showing the face. Shoto's having like, oh god, seriously? And Shoto continues, you're right, though. This isn't what we had planned. I'll go ask him myself. As before, Shoto was thinking about going in, the the Endeavor's office double-decker doors has finally opened, and Endeavor starts to come out of his office, and he's still having thought narration, saying, so these interns are supposed to be our backup plan. Shoto, Deku, Bakugo. And Shoto has a mental thought. Damn it. Damn it. I refuse to accept this, but... Oh, this is probably Endeavor more. Damn it. I refuse to accept this, but... For the time being... And we cut to... I think... We cut to page 13 and we see him the Endeavor finally come out of his office, and he says, "I will be the one in charge of youth. Of I will be the one in charge of all three of you." And we cut away to Hawks, and he's having memory flashbacks, and it seems like Hawks says in his thoughts, "Seems like they haven't improved." Oh, that's a flashback to Dobby talking about how they're not that Dobby's just saying seems like they haven't improved much. And Hawks continues, "Dobby, thanks for understanding them. Dobby, thanks for underestimating them. I guess stealing their win was worth it after all." We get a flashback to the fight between Nostradamus and before Shoto, Bakugo, and Midoriya was able to beat the living tar out of all of Nostradamus's men before Hawks killed stealed them all, which is kind of clever. And we get more Hawks dialogue. "Even if I wasn't there, they would have made it with time to spare." And we get more of Hawks while he's in the air, and he says, "I didn't really care about training the next generation or whatever, but that all changed after seeing you unfaithfully unflattering unflattering drive to keep up. I'm glad it was you who came. They are strong." And on these next two pages, we get multiple shots of where all the other students of 1A and 1B are at this time doing their interns. They are strong, and all this dialogue is all Hawks, and he continues, "And they're growing stronger with each passing day. Whatever the villains are planning, it won't come to pass. At a speed at a speed that surpasses even my own." We cut to page 15, more of the double page spreads of where all the other characters are. And we get more of the last bit of dialogue with Hawks, and he continues, "By the time the next cherry blossom fall, I pray that we will be able to laugh together once more. Polish yourself for the day of reckoning. My Hero Academia, Chapter 246, end." And that's it. That's the end of the chapter. And I know this feels like a build up to what the doomsday clock has already started ticking. So they only have 4 months until, yeah, whatever Shigaraki's got planned comes to pass. And hopefully, I probably think, yeah, they will be able to stop Shigaraki and whatever he's planning and whatever this power is. But I can probably think a few people are going to some heroes are going to get axed off. And if I'm right, we may be looking at a bit of a crisis, but not the end game. I don't think this is the end game for the entire series, because it doesn't make sense just having it stopped here and just on the first year of UA. I feel like that should be much, much later on. I think after UA, then you could do the end game. But I think this is more of saying this is going to turn into the Infinity War part of the Infinity War, with, I think, a few heroes the heroes will succeed, but I think there'll be a few sacrifices along the way to stop Shigaraki and whatever this power he's going to get. And I can probably get Shigaraki's going to have the last laugh with killing All Might. I think All Might is going to die in 4 months. I think. Because they would leave a timetable, and some big stuff is going to go down. And I don't think All Might is not going to survive when that 4 months is up. That's what I think is going to happen. And I can list of so many other things that can happen between the 4 months, like the UA traitor getting revealed, and a few heroes will die after the 4 months has passed, and when they throw down, I think a few good favorite heroes are going to get axed. I don't know who yet, but we can probably discuss it in maybe a future episode. And also, again, if the team up missions do have like already scanned and already translated to English, I probably would like a good like a website link because I'm having a little trouble finding it. But I'll probably have to wait until when that happens. So until then, I will see you all in chapter 247, and that clock is ticking. That clock is definitely ticking. So until then, I'll see you in chapter 247. So until then, this is Josh 24214 signing off. Bye for now.